welcome to the latest with Maya. Steve Valentine is an actor, writer, and an acclaimed magician. He has been in Crossing Jordan, I'm in the Band, Teen Beach Movie, Wizards of Waverly Place the movie, and so much more. Steve has also guest starred in some of my favorite shows, Will and Grace, Psych, and Perception. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited to be talking with you.
Thanks for asking me. I'm quite honored to get the invite. So it's lovely to meet you.
You too. Um, so who has had the biggest impact on you professionally?
Professionally, as a well, I mean that was a very interesting question because you got to look at like there are people in your life that kind of come in and out of your life that maybe mentor you in a certain way, and that can have a massive impact way down the line. Like for me, when I was a kid, there was a guy called Dick Turpin who was a magician, who was a street performer, and he was like in his 70s or 80s when I was 11 or 12, right? So I mean, he was super instrumental in kind of teaching me about magic and life and business. And then there are people that you meet along the way who are actors who, for example, Miguel Ferrer, who I starred with in Crossing Jordan. Like there were times when I was having a really difficult time, he was there for me to guide me through the process because he knew what it was like to be an actor in Hollywood. He'd been one forever, so he also knew kind of the pitfalls, but also kind of the problems that come with once you start working a lot as an actor, and he was able to guide me through some of those things. So I think, and then as an actor, like I there are so many people in the business that I admire. There was an actor by the name of Peter O'Toole that I always wanted to work with, and almost did. Like he almost played my dad on Crossing Jordan at one point. He was doing a lot of TV, and they said to me, "Who would you want to play your father?" We're thinking of having that as a character. And I said, if you can get O'Toole, because I understand he's just, he's doing it for the money right now. So, but he passed away shortly after. So I didn't quite, get him, but he always inspired me as an actor. If you read a lot of autobiographies, especially I did in the early years, they can inspire you as well.
Oh wow, I love that.
Who's yours? Who do you like? Who's been the biggest influence on your life, would you say?
Oh,
I'm gonna throw
so
it right back
many.
at you.
I mean, definitely my mom and my sister are the biggest.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'd have to say them.
I think family is so important in that, and sometimes it's when they're supportive. I've had supportive family members, and sometimes when they're not supportive, because when they're not supportive, it kind of lights a fire beneath you to prove them wrong, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you need that little force to fight against in order to go and really excel. So I
Yeah.
think, yeah, I think it's a very, but family is a biggie. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, so who has had the biggest impact on you as a person?
Oh my gosh, as a person, as a human being, I've been lucky enough to meet some really amazing people in my life. I was always a bit of a loner, so quite often, it's a really tough question because I'm a lot older than you. I know we're not supposed to say that in Hollywood, but I'm a lot older than you. I know you can't tell because of the filters. I should
Yeah,
have.
I couldn't tell.
Thank you. I don't have hair and makeup today. No, but I've been around a while, and so you meet along the way. You like I said, you meet people for short periods of time that can have a lot of impact. And but as a human being, I mean, right now, I would say my girlfriend Billy, she's pretty amazing because she's such an independent woman and doesn't take crap from anybody and lives her own life to the beat of her own drum and does what she wants to do, travels, works, makes her own money, does yeah. I mean, that's really inspiring. Anyone who just takes hold of their life like you're doing, you take hold of it and you're like, I'm living it the way that I want to live it. Those kinds of people are inspiring to me. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for me too. Yeah. those whenever I meet someone who's like that, I'm always inspired by them. So yeah,
The crazy thing is when you meet your heroes, it can go one or two ways, right? So
yeah,
when I first came to Hollywood, I remember I'd be like, oh my God, there's one actor, I won't mention his name, who I was at a party and he was there and I couldn't wait to meet him. He was the biggest jerk. Oh my God. It was like, don't meet your heroes. And then there are other times when, like, I worked on a show called Mom, right? And
yeah,
Allison Janney is one of my all-time favorite actresses.
yeah,
And she was not only amazing to work with, but she was kind and generous to everybody on set. And we talked acting and we talked all kinds of things. And she was just so there, you know? And I think
yeah,
when you meet people who are present in the moment with you, and it can be someone you're at a coffee shop and you just have a 5 minute conversation and you never see that person again. And it's almost like they were sent to have a chat with you. You know what I mean? It's almost
yeah,
like a little angel that steps in, that gives you a bit of advice, and then pops off on whatever it is their adventure is.
yeah,
Sometimes it can be just one little interaction and that thing can guide you. I mean, I've
yeah,
also had interactions with actors when I first got to LA with people who would say to me as an actor, they would say like, you think you're going to be successful, you know? And I'm like, well, you've got to like have some kind of quiet confidence, you know? And they were
yeah,
like, but you're tall and skinny and you've got a big forehead and you've got an English accent and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I'm sure there'll be something. Some people would have put you up, that would have put them off, right?
yeah,
That would have made them want to not, that would have been depressing. But for me, that was just, I'll show him. And actually, I did because he once came and guest starred on a show that I was starring in. And so I got my revenge. But that's not the point.
oh,
The point is that I think we're coming back to this idea of it's never just one person.
yeah,
It's it's multiple people throughout your life, I think.
yeah, definitely.
I'm sure there are
Yeah,
people you meet on a daily basis where you go, I want to be like that person, or remind me never to behave that way. I've said
yeah,
that to people. I'm like, if I ever act that way, like I remember dating a girl who was so mean to people in restaurants, to waiters and waitresses, that I was like, first of all, this isn't going to work. But also, I said to a friend of mine, I'm like, if I ever act that way, feel free to smack me across the face because
yeah,
that's definitely don't want to be like that.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. Um, Yeah, so I am pop culture obsessed and I go in stages
Okay.
of shows that I cannot stop watching. Um,
Okay.
is there a show that you are currently obsessed with?
I just finished. I have a tendency. Yeah, I've been Mr. Binge lately. So I watched the let me see. Well, I just finished watching Pluribus, the first season on Apple TV, which was amazing. And what a tour de force! It's there are just two or three actors, mostly in the whole series. One lady, Rhea, who just kills. She just like that is one of the most not only inspiring performances in a long time because the work and the emotional range, but also it's so beautifully written and it's very interesting and it takes you on. Have you seen Pluribus?
I've seen the first episode and I've been meaning to go back and watch the rest
Yeah.
because
So the first
I,
episode feels a bit screechy, but I'm telling you, it's worth sticking to because
I
it doesn't go where you think it's going to go.
oh wow.
It's you think it's Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and in a way, it kind of is, but it isn't. Like there's all these different things that any good television show is going to make you think, right?
Yeah.
So I love that. I love oh, what's the show on Netflix? It's not The Ambassador. It's the oh, it's the British show about the American. It'll come to me in a second. But there's that's been great. There's been a lot of really good television,
Yeah.
and I've just in the last couple of months been able over the holidays been able to catch up on everything. So my brain is burned. Like Slow Horses, for example, is do you know Slow Horses? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but I know it.
That's another Apple TV.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love shows that are clever. My daughter is 14, and but she likes a lot of the older shows too. She likes Gilmore Girls. She likes, but she likes The Summer I Turned Pretty as well. So she's like balancing, but sometimes I'll sit and watch episodes with her as well. Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff out there right now. It's a good time.
Yeah, definitely.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite show right now?
Oh, there's so many. I mean, the season 2 of The Pit just recently premiered, and that's one of my favorite shows.
I haven't seen.
Um, and I just finished watching a new limited series on Netflix called His and Hers. Um,
Okay.
that's really good.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I there's also a newer limited series on Netflix called Runaway that's really good.
Runaway. I haven't seen that.
It's Harlan Coben's new show.
Oh, is it based on one of his novels, right?
Yeah.
Let me look up let me look up the show I was thinking of because if you want a really good example, um Washington. I'm gonna what is the I don't know. I was like, it's one of those things where I've got it right here, and I'm trying to think about it. It'll come to me in the middle of. It'll come to me in the middle of something.
Okay.
Uh,
Well,
Three body
feel
problem.
free to interrupt.
I will. Three body problem. Great show
Oh yeah.
as well. And then there's a lot of really good stuff if you can get hold of some of the BBC stuff. If you can kind of get a VPN and get on the BBC iPlayer.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of good stuff on there as well.
Oh yeah, there's so many shows that I want to see on that I mean my family and I have Acorn, so we've been going and watching shows on that.
Okay.
Um and
Tubi's got a lot of great stuff too. Tubi has a lot of the great old,
oh
I
yeah.
say older movies from the 90s. There's a lot of good stuff there. We're in a
Yeah.
good we're in a good time. I used to have to go. I feel like an old man. I'm like, I used to have to go and get a VHS tape, get in the car and pick a movie and rent it and rewind it and take it back. Yeah. Kind of spoiled the content now, really.
Yeah.
There's so much to see. I have to say you're a Psych fan. You love that show, huh?
Yes, I do. I that's yeah, one of my all-time favorite shows. So,
Me
yeah.
too. Those guys are great.
Yeah. Yeah, I constantly go back and rewatch Psych and Will and Grace. So yeah.
Will and Grace was one of the first network guest star spots I ever did.
Oh wow.
That was, yeah, that was going back in the day. I'd done Just Shoot Me and then Will and Grace. Yeah. Yeah. It was
Wow.
that was such a big show at the time. And those were the days where the show was doing so well that the network gave them as gifts at the end of season one, gave them each a Porsche.
Oh wow.
By the time I got a television series and we reached 100 episodes and the show was doing great, we got a photo album. That's when the networks went corporate and decided, yeah, you're actors, we're not going to spend all this money on you anymore. But yeah, yeah, those were the days.
Oh wow. Yeah. Um, so if you had a warning label, what would yours say?
That's a very good question. All right, if I had a warning label, it would be beware British sarcasm, probably, and don't get me obsessed with something because once I'm obsessed with something, I get a little OCD, I get a little into it, and then I'm gonna like dive in. And There would be a little thing that can get loud. Probably would be like in brackets with a little picture of headphones, so that you can warn everybody.
I like those.
What's yours? Right. If you have a warning, if you have to wear a warning label on your t-shirt when you go out, what does it say? We'll
Um,
interview you if you give me a chance.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll ask questions.
Yeah, yes. It would, what would probably be like prone to anxiety, don't overload. That would, I think, be the main warning label. Um,
Yeah. Prone to
and
anxiety. I like that.
yeah. Thank you.
I think
I
I
like
think
yours. I
I
can
think can
relate to.
explode, handle with care, could explode. That's
Oh,
always a
yeah.
yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
That's nice.
Um,
That's a good question. I should ask more people that.
yeah, I actually was just at spent some time with a family friend and they were rewatching one of my interviews and then they were asking me that warning label question and we got into a whole conversation about it and picked warning labels for all of us. So
You know what's interesting is the label you pick for yourself isn't always the label that other people will pick for you. And because
yeah,
we never see ourselves as other people see us, right?
yeah,
So I always think it's the same as an actor. As an actor, like how the kind of roles that I would want to how do I see myself? What is my kind of characters do I play? And never the kinds of characters I end up playing because people see me differently. It's the same with just in life in general. I think it's always interesting to ask other people to pick warning labels for you. I could tell you a lot about how they think about you.
yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so what genre of movie would your life story be told as?
Um, I I would say dark comedy with a fair bit of drama. There's a fair bit of drama. I don't talk about the drama, but there's a fair bit of drama. But on the whole, I would say a unrealistic. I come from a small town in England, right, where you just, you want to make anything of yourself. Everybody says like, "Why? You're never going to do anything." So it's a certain level of delusion. I would say an unrealistic, dramatic adventure story with elements of ridiculous comedy thrown in.
I like that.
Yeah. But ultimately, hopefully, an inspiring tale of someone reaching for their dreams. Hopefully, hopefully that's how it ends up being
Yeah,
looked back
I like that. Yeah, I I think I've always wanted mine to be a musical rom-com and then with
at.
also with some dark comedy.
Yeah, you got to have those moments, right? You got to have a
Yeah.
where and then everything explodes into a song and dance.
Yes, exactly.
So what was that? Was it Crazy Ex-Girlfriend? Was that the musical, or what was the one that was the musical?
Oh
Um,
yeah. Yeah, I think that was Crazy
uh,
Ex-Girlfriend.
or one where the girl came out of the cult and she now was living. That was a
Oh,
musical too. Maybe it was Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Yeah,
oh, yeah, I don't remember.
you can sell a lot in a song and dance number too, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so of all that you have accomplished so far, is there something you are the most proud of?
In life, my two kids. I I I have my son Theo, who's 10, and my daughter Evie, who's 14 now, and they're amazing, and I love them with all my heart. So in life, that in career, I think I'm most proud of on a macro, like on a wider level. Like I would say, I have a tendency to dive in when I want to do something, and sometimes I know nothing about it, but I learn as I go. I always equate it to jumping out of a plane without a parachute and then learning how to make the parachute on the way down, right? That's kind of sometimes, I think sometimes you need that kind of, you need that. uh, delusional belief in yourself and your abilities that you will learn what it is, but not to be afraid to make that initial leap. Because so the one thing that I've always been able to do, especially when I was younger, actually more when I was younger, was if I wanted to do something, I just went and did it, and I didn't listen to anyone telling me I shouldn't or couldn't. Those kinds of attitudes, and I don't get me wrong, like I failed miserably on certain things, like there were things that they were probably right. I shouldn't have tried, but other people are successful. So why not me has always been my thing. But now I think I, what I love about what I do is I meet people who, if I can inspire someone, if I can help someone, if a performance makes somebody think. So I wrote this one man show that was about my life, and certain things in it, people will come see the show and they would relate to it and it would help them, and that was always a beautiful thing. That was always a great message to get. You get letters back in the day when we used to get more letters. I would get letters from people saying that something they saw me do or was helpful to them, was thought-provoking for them, or talked them off the ledge. And that is always a great thing. But also, and career-wise, I would say one of my favorite all-time projects was Psych, doing the 100th episode of Psych, because that, to me, I'll tell you why. Because it was a little risky, because I got offered the part. I did an audition for it, so they didn't quite know what I was going to get when I turned up on set, what they were going to get, how I was going to play the part. But it was the cast of that show with some of my favorite actors of all time: Christopher Lloyd, Martin Muller, all these amazing guest stars just to begin with. Then there's the guys on the show. And the guys on the show are like, bring the funny, bring everything. Because often when you do a television series, if you're funnier or you have a stronger moment than the star of the show, it might get cut. And in this particular case, they were like, bring it. We want it. We want it. We want it on this show. So I was given free reign, and the director was amazing. And the writing, working with those actors, and that episode I think really stands up as a solid 100th episode. It was a complicated episode for the chap to write, and actually, the writer of that episode was a writer's assistant on Crossing Jordan back in the day. So he'd gone up through the ranks, and now he was writing this very important 100th episode of Psych, and really did a kick-ass job. So I think that is one of my all-time favorite experiences, making something, and also I was just really proud of the work we did there.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's one of my all-time favorite episodes. I've seen it so many times.
Amazing, amazing, Billy Lips. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I'm very grateful to have interviewed most of the cast from Psych, and they're all the sweetest.
Have you? That's amazing. Okay, who's your favorite
So,
though? Out of
yeah,
all of them, who's your favorite?
yeah, all of them. I can't possibly choose a
Come
favorite.
on. There must be someone that you were like, okay. All right,
They
fine.
were
I won't put you on the spot. Okay,
okay.
fine. All right. I'll let you off.
Yeah, they're all so sweet. I'm such a fan of all of them. So getting to interview them just was, yeah, it's impossible for me to pick a favorite.
Of course, they're all great. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
There's we would hang out afterwards as well. And one night, because in that particular episode, Kurt Smith was also a guest star
Oh yeah.
who was Tears for Fears, and we both had the same night off, and so we were all going to meet later for karaoke. But Kurt and I went to do karaoke early. Can you imagine being in a karaoke room hall? There was only one group of young guys at another table, and I was like, "You've got to get up and do some Tears for Fears." And he was like, "I'm like." He didn't recognize him, so they had no idea. So there was this one moment, and he wouldn't let me film it, but he gets up and he starts singing "Everybody Wants to Rule the World" in a karaoke bar in Vancouver, and it was great. It was just it was surreal, you know. It was a really funny moment.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah. So what is the greatest lesson you've learned from a character you've played?
If you're gonna commit a crime, make sure there's no cameras. No, if you're gonna greatest lesson that I've learned from a character. Well, I would say let's have a look, shall we? If we look at Derek Jupiter on I'm in the Band, clearly he should have been a solo artist. I mean, obviously that he should have just gone solo a long time ago. Um, I'm kidding, of course. If we look at Nigel in Crossing Jordan, he should just speak up more about his feelings, I think. When because he had a crush on Jordan for some 200, almost 120 episodes or something. And then um, lesson I learned from House was don't swallow metal keys if you're going to end up in the hospital. Not a good idea. Um, and every character will teach you something.
Yeah.
Uh, I had a very interesting thing where I did a guest spot on a show, and I can't say what it was but I was having the worst time, and the director was directing me in a way where she kept saying, be bigger, be a bigger bad guy," kind of a thing. And this was a very subtle show. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, so I know that this is wrong direction. And as an actor, you're supposed to listen to the director. You trust that the director has your back. So I was being really big in the scenes, overacting because that's what she wanted me to do. And the other actors are like looking at me like, who the hell is this guy? He's like not in tone with the show. And and finally, and I would say to her, I'm like, are you sure this isn't too big for you? Oh no, this is great. You can go even bigger. And I finally on the last day, I was really depressed. And I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to listen to the director. I'm not listening to my gut feeling. And I'm kind of taking all this heat from the other actors who clearly think I'm an amateur. And on the last day, the showrunner flies in from Los Angeles and says, I don't know what you've been doing, but we need to refilm everything. So we're going to refilm everything today. All of yours, the sides of all of your sides of all the scenes. And I said, I was playing it this way because I was, and the showrunner went, yeah, we know. We had a conversation with the director. They completely took the blame, but we have to film everything. So suddenly, like everything that I'd shot over the entire week got crammed into one night of reshoots. And I think the lesson for me there was I really should have listened to my gut and stood my ground. There's a time when you're a team player, and there's a time when it is so wrong that you have to trust your own intellect, your own talent, your own ability, your gut, in order to, not come across as an idiot. So that was a big lesson for me, and in everything I've done from now on. If there's something that really resonates badly, I'll speak up about it. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And there's ways of speaking up. Obviously, you don't go like, you pull somebody aside and you say to the right person, gently. There's ways of doing it diplomatically and tactfully. But even at that stage in my career, because this wasn't that long ago, I was just like, you're supposed to do the right thing, but in the end, you do have to look out for you. It's important.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so what song best describes your life right now?
ah, um, Helter Skelter, I think, is a good one. Is there Yesterday? That's a great one by the Beatles. That was sometimes that's how it feels. I would say The Best Is Yet to Come is also a great song that I feel describes my life. Currently in Toronto. So my ex-wife wanted to raise the kids here. So I am, I would say, "Oh Canada," with an exclamation mark. It kind of describes my life here. "Baby, It's Cold Outside" right now is a great song because it's bloody freezing outside. It's like -4 and ice.
Oh,
There are, yeah, on a yeah, running up that hill. That's a good song that can definitely describe it. But in the end, I think it's all. I'm a huge fan of NF, the rapper. I don't know if you know NF, but
oh yeah.
my son discovered NF when he was 7. And he was like, "Dad, you got to listen to this guy." And NF came out with an album called Hope, and that first song, Hope, is such a for any artist is such an incredible, deep description of how we feel. That I would say Hope is number one on the list there.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I love NF. He just came out with a new album with a song he did with MGK, who's another one of he's one of my all-time favorite artists. So I've had that song on repeat.
Yeah, okay. I haven't heard that album yet, but we'll have to put it on with it.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
pick my son up today from school, and I'll play it for him in the car.
it's so good. And the song is called Who I Was, I think. I think that's what it's called. Um, but yeah, that's a really good song, and I love the whole um album. So,
What song best would you say best describes your life right now?
oh, I have no idea. That's hard because I've been
It's a hard
listening to a
question. I
ton.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I've been listening to a ton of MGK
Right.
lately, but I don't know if there's really one of his songs that best describes my life. But I love all of his music. Um, there was just one song I was listening to the other day, and now I can't remember, so I'm seeing if I can find it.
Yeah.
Um, but
By the way, I remember
yeah,
the name of that show, just like you said I would.
oh
And so I
yeah,
interrupt you back here. So if you
yeah.
get a chance to watch The Diplomat,
Oh yeah.
I think argument, argument, argumentatively the greatest romantic relationship in the history of television are the two leads on that show. It
Oh,
is so flawed and so beautiful and so passionate and so smart and so frustrating. Like every relationship, when you're, it can even no matter how much you love someone, it could be frustrating at times, and they capture that so well in The Diplomat.
oh wow. Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
you
writing that
love
down.
it. I tell you, you will love it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch it, and so okay, I'm excited to see it.
It's a whole political drama, dark comedy, but really, it's a romance.
Oh,
It's
I
a
love
romance
that.
between the two leads. Yeah.
Oh, cool. I love that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna um go and watch that. So
Good.
thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. Um, and if I think of a song that describes my life, I'll let you know. But I can't think of anything right now.
Don't Stop Me Now. Maybe that's a good song. That's a Queen song.
Oh yeah, I like that song.
Yeah. Don't Stop Me Now.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Maybe I'll say that one.
Yeah, let's say that one. Make that your anthem.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
We all need an anthem. Everyone, we've got to have an anthem, something that
Yeah,
plays in our head when we walk in the room. You know what I mean? Like we got to have
exactly.
that, like, yeah, that's the
Yeah,
way.
definitely. Um, so what is the biggest obstacle you have overcome?
Um, as I think we all suffer from a bit of anxiety and a bit of self-doubt, and you have to, and not letting the negative side of things overtake the positive in your brain. So there's always this battle going on, so it's always like the angel and the devil on your shoulder that are always like arguing and fighting. And so for me, the biggest obstacle is always to, no matter, because I'm in a business that is 90% rejection. Like, what people see on television are the jobs you got, right? Not the jobs you didn't get. Plus, some of the jobs I got, I replaced another actor who got fired. So that person was having a bad day. I was having a good day, right? But there's so much in my son, and now is going through this because he just auditioned for a film and he really wants it. And I'm trying to explain to him that you do an audition and you let it go. And when I lived in LA, I had an annual pass for Disneyland. I would always go do something positive after an audition to try and forget about the audition. Otherwise, you're just kind of like, did I get it? Have you heard anything? Have you heard anything? I didn't get it. Why didn't I get it? They didn't like me. They said they liked me. And you all of this rejection stuff. So I would say the biggest obstacle is to stay positive in a largely negative environment, right? Um, and I think in life, the biggest obstacle is to stay positive. We're surrounded by so much, and it's because with this information superhighway that's out there now, and all this stuff that's the algorithms are throwing at us, to get us angry and to get us depressed and to make us feel inadequate, and all of these things, advertising that's always putting us down. So we'll buy their product so we feel better about ourselves. The hardest thing in life is to rise above that and stay positive and try and find the good. And it's a daily struggle for most people, but I think it's the one thing that I have, touch wood, still been able to keep a grip on. And maybe
Wow.
the answer is to be just purely delusional. Maybe the
Uh,
answer is to live life
yeah.
in your own bubble, because
Yeah.
if you really try and take in everything that's going on, it's insanity.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, my mom always jokes that I'm just always in my own bubble in my own little world. I'm like, well, it's nice in here.
Hey, why would I want to be in that world? You know what I mean? It's like, I
Yeah.
think I'm okay. I remember my teacher when I was at
Yeah.
school, he wrote a report card uh, in high school, and I got to see it. I wasn't supposed to, and it said, Steve has his head in the clouds. He always has his head in the clouds. And I think I was a big dreamer when I was a kid. Obviously, right? You don't leave small town, end up in Hollywood if you're not a dreamer. But I love that. I'm very proud of that. And I love that that was so obvious back then. And most people have been successful who have their heads in a cloud of some kind, and
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. I'd rather be the nail that sticks out. There's this phrase in I think it's a Japanese expression. I might be wrong, but the expression is the nail that sticks out gets hammered down. And I would much rather be the nail that sticks out
Yeah.
than be the one that gets hammered down and is like everybody else. So
Yeah.
for me, uh, it's okay to be in your own world.
Yeah.
Why not? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so what small things bring you joy on a daily basis?
Uh, my son is a very funny. He's very funny for 10 years old, and he'll drop a one-liner every now and again that will just shock, surprise me, makes me really. Sometimes he'll figure out my magic tricks that makes me secretly happy. It's very smart kid. And you know, sometimes my daughter will confide in me late one night. She'll get up and she'll just start telling me things that are going on in her life, and I love that she feels safe enough to sit and chat with me about the things that are troubling her or the things that are going on at school. And those things are wonderful. I love when my girlfriend is a magician, and I like it when I do a trick for her that she can't figure it out. It's great. Or if she's a very difficult audience, so if she says something's good, it's really good. I like that. I like that kind of, and I love having those moments of inspiration that, for me, I'm a very visual person. So I love having moments of inspiration where it's just a visual flash that solves a problem. And you go, yeah, that's it. That's the answer. That's the, you know, as a magician, sometimes I'll invent a trick that I recently created a trick that I saw the entire working of in a dream. And I remember waking up that morning, writing it down and going, this can't work. And then built it and it did. And this was a great moment. It was just a great moment. So I love the surprises that the universe throws our way, like those little kind of downloads almost, when you're not even thinking about something, you have a great idea, you know,
Yeah.
like those are those moments where it works. When I go on stage, when I'm doing live performing, if I've come up with a bit and I go on stage and it works, that's what you kind of want to say to the audience. I just came up with that yesterday. I just want to let you guys know, but you don't want to tell them really.
Yeah.
I came up with something recently, which was I have a Starbucks cup full of mocha and whipped cream. Got some extra whipped cream, which I put on the top of it when I go out to start the show because I need my caffeine and my sugar before I start performing. And the trick is that it disappears. This whole Starbucks cup of coffee just disappears. And I did it recently in a nightclub here in town, and it was great. It worked. It actually worked. I couldn't believe it worked so well. So it got a great reaction, and you kind of just feel a little chuffed.
Yeah.
You feel good. How about you? What's tell me your side of it.
I love that. I mean there's a lot. There's like spending time with my family. My sister was just home for a few days, so her and my mom and I were spending a lot of time together, which was really fun. Um,
You guys laugh a lot. Are you gigglers?
yes, we are. We laugh a lot.
I had a feel. I had a feeling you guys are gigglers. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's always so fun. Whenever we're together, we're laughing all the time. So,
yeah. Who's on
yeah.
your wall behind you? I was just looking at
Oh,
like I'm trying to figure out who's behind you there. So
oh
it's
yeah.
quite a collection.
Yes, I have lots of posters and pictures. Um, Yeah, I have a Teen Wolf poster. I actually have two Teen Wolf posters that are signed by the cast because I've interviewed a lot of people from the show, and one of them sent me the posters. And then I have a Now You See Me, Now You Don't poster,
Right.
um, signed by some of the cast, and I have a bunch of pictures from um like trips to LA and New York. So
Amazing. Are you a Now You See Me fan?
thank you. Yes, I am.
I
Yeah.
was going to do the live the very first live tour that they did. It
Oh,
was going to be in 2020.
oh,
They did a test tour in China, and then I was supposed to take over in Singapore in about April of 2020. Obviously, it didn't happen, but yeah, they just launched another live show, which is starting to tour,
oh,
uh,
wow.
which is great. So they have magicians come in and play the Four Horsemen and do the show live. It's pretty
Oh,
amazing.
wow.
So hopefully it'll come to a town near you, and you'll get a chance to see it.
Yeah, that would be so cool. Those are some of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you
I've,
like the new one? Did you see the new one?
yes, I did. Yeah, I love the new one. Yeah. Yeah, I love those movies so much. So, um, and yeah, then I have, yeah, a bunch of stuff like people have, uh, sent me and like on the wall over here that's not shown. I have a bunch of, pictures and a poster of James Roday Rodriguez's movie Pushing Dead.
Right.
So,
Nice.
yeah, I have things on every corner, every wall in my room.
Very.
So,
And a bear. Is that a bear? Is that a giant bear behind you?
oh
Not
yes, that's
the
my high school. The mascot. We were the Bruins. And they were when my sister and I were seniors. They have like these senior awards. That Yeah, they were giving out one of the awards was a bear statue that I got. So
My son just today was like, "It really sucks that bears are so dangerous because they're really cuddly, and I want one." It's like,
yeah, it does. I agree with him.
yeah, it sucks. They look so cute, and then they
Yeah,
just take your head off in a heartbeat. So
yeah.
yeah, never mind.
I know. I see like so many videos of them just like being playful. I'm like, you really forget that they are not playful because you just want to hug them and
Yeah, there's those really tough Russian guys who live with the bears. You know, they have their bears and then they mess around and they wrestle with the bears, and you see them on Instagram. And
yeah.
then every now and again, one of them stops posting, and you're like, yeah, got killed. You just know it. You just know that
Oh,
the bear was like had enough of being an influencer.
oh yeah. Yeah. But I feel like pandas are the one bear that I'm like, they seem friendly and cuddly, and I just want one. So,
I heard that they can be quite vicious. I don't know.
oh, really?
I might want to look into that. I think red pandas are adorable.
Yeah.
Those little red pandas are just you
Yeah.
know, I don't know.
I
I would love. Is there a pet that you would like that you can't have?
oh, um, I don't know. I'm very happy with the dog we have. So I feel like there's not, I feel like,
You're not betraying the dog just because you can
yeah.
mention another animal. I'm sure that your pooch isn't listening.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's I see all these videos on Instagram of these like house cows that they're these miniature like furry cows, and my mom and I always send those videos to each other and cuz we and always say we want one. So, yeah, I think a miniature house cow I want.
I've never seen a house cow. I'm gonna have to look that up now. I always
Yeah.
wanted a sugar glider. You know those little sugar gliders? Have you seen those?
I
They're like
don't.
miniature little flying squirrels, and they've got these giant eyes, and they're super
Oh,
cute.
yeah.
I met a whole bunch of them years ago in LA. Technically they're illegal to have as pets because they don't have a known predator, so you're not supposed to have them. But they're about this big, and they
Oh.
fit in your top pocket, and they're like little dogs. They'll come when you call them. Like they're really really super smart, and then they glide from place to place, um, and they are the cutest things in the whole wide world. But that's kind of my little illegal pet, I think.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, there's I found out about this animal in I think it's on in Australia. It's called a quokka. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but they're the cutest things ever. They're called the happiest animals in the world because it always looks like they have a smile on their
Oh,
face.
I
And
don't know.
I want one so badly because they're so cute. So
What's it called? A quoper, you think?
yeah, it's Quokka. I think that's how you spell it.
All right, hang on a second. Quokka. Let's have a look at this. Oh my,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. That's just the dopamine hit right there.
Yeah.
Although there's a picture of the teeth right there that might not be so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but on the whole, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the one. That's the
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Right. That's how we hope they're gonna be. Yeah.
Yes.
Add that to the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's also an animal that yeah, I want one. Because they just seem so cuddly and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That and a house cow. I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like little miniature bottles of milk. It'd be lovely.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Um, so what three words best describe you?
Uh, I'd like to say blissfully unaware, but that's two words. I think that never give up, probably
Yeah.
never gives up.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, yeah, and it can be annoying to some people sometimes, but I really, I do. Like years ago, I started a magic site called Magic on the Go to teach people magic, and my goal was to at least upload 2 or 3 videos a month. From 2017 I started this, and next year will be our 10th anniversary, and now we have members all over the world, and it's called Magic on the Go. It's at magiconthego.com, and it teaches anyone who wants to learn magic, they can learn magic, but it's like almost an encyclopedia, but it's all video, so you can put in any topic. And um, there were times when the month would be coming up and I really didn't want to post, but I would push myself. I'm sure you feel that way with podcasts. I just did a year of podcasts where I did 44 episodes of my first podcast ever. It's called Magicians Only. And yeah, there are months where you're like, my God, the deadline. I was doing it every week. So it was a new episode every week. And yeah, the deadline approaches and you push yourself and you don't give up. And then so I did 44 episodes of the podcast, and with Magic on the Go, I'm almost at 1,000 videos, which is crazy, crazy, because each one of those is a trick I either invented or researched or improved upon. I had to learn how to do it, I had to train to film it. Like, for example, like this is a trick that let me show you something here. Let me show you something here, Mike. All right, okay. So there's an example of something I found in the back of an old book that was lost to magic, because magic had this thing where if you want to learn magic, it's all on DVD. So then it was all on video, right? And so people weren't reading old magic books anymore, and they were going out of print, and then all the great material. So this is something that was actually used as a piece of magazine paper, which in itself is somewhat archaic. It's kind of vintage, but the idea is that you just go like that. Can you see that right there? And then it becomes something else, which will soon become archaic and vintage, and that would be a
Oh, wow.
dollar bill, which is yeah. One day I'll get to do that with 100, but for now, we'll.
Yeah, that's so cool.
You know, I like. There we go. That one becomes a credit card. Look at that. See, it's magic. So yeah. So I find these things and I kind of give them a new lease of life,
That's so
and I
cool.
don't give up. I still do new videos every month.
Yeah, I love that.
It's really fun.
Yeah. Um, so is there someone who without fail always makes you laugh?
Oh my gosh. Uh, always makes me laugh. I mean, my son is very funny. I mean, he really is. He really is very funny. Uh, I I've worked with actors that were just hysterical, but not really. No, I would just say my son will always find that it will just something will come out of his mouth that just cracks me up. Always,
I
always.
love that. Yeah, I love that.
How
Um,
about you? Are you the joker of the family?
Oh, I mean, all of us are. My mom and my sister and I were, yeah, all that way. My mom loves like playing jokes on us, um, and so yeah, that
See,
yeah,
I'm not a practical joke person. I get very anxious on practical jokes. They make me upset.
oh
It's my one thing where I'm just so. My girlfriend did this thing where she's very funny, but she loves practical jokes. So I was being interviewed a number of years back by a mutual friend for his magic podcast, and he said to me, "By the way, we have a mutual friend, someone who knew you from back when you were a teenager, when you were working at Butlins, which was this holiday camp in England that I worked at for like 1 year." And so she wants to say hi. So this girl comes on I don't recognize her. I don't know her from Adam, but she knows all about me. And she looks kind of familiar, like she might have been someone who was part of the entertainment team back in 1985. So I'm just being nice. I'm just like going with it. And then at one point she goes, and then you taught us how to do magic and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no. I was like, hold on a minute. I'm like, I don't teach people, I didn't teach people how to do tricks back then. And then the whole thing started to unravel. And it turns out the whole thing was a practical joke. I'd been completely set up. This girl was a friend of my girlfriend's. She'd filled her in on all the stories that I told her from way back in the past. And then they were doing it to Maya, they were doing it live. This was a live broadcast, and they played that joke on me, live television. And I'd never forgiven her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that would be stressful.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough enough when someone goes, "Do you remember me?" And you're like, um, uh, oh yeah, Bob. Hey, sure. How you
Yeah.
doing? Oof. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I have so I can have like such a hard time placing people with like I know you, like you look familiar, but I can't remember where I know you from.
yeah,
So it's always, yeah, it's always a stressful thing when we like start if we start talking and like I know I know you, but I don't remember how or like
yeah, yeah. The great
yeah.
thing with magic tricks is you do a trick where somebody write their name down for a trick on a playing card or something, and then they
Uh,
can like, yeah,
yeah.
try those. There's all those tricks. I remember saying to somebody once, and so how remind me how we spell your first name, and she was like Sam. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm bullshitting. Anyway, yeah.
Um, yeah, so I love inspiring and motivational quotes. And this week, my favorite quotation is by Johnny Ox, and it's "Don't let the tamed ones tell you how to live." Um,
Amazing.
is there a quotation that has inspired you lately?
I lately, yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine. Actually, she's the creative director of the Now You See Me live tour. We were talking. Um, I was interviewing her for my podcast, and her name's Ash, and she was telling me about how she was working on the show, and the executive producer Simon Painter had sent her a message because I'd said to her something like, "How do you know? Like, you want to dream big, right? You want to use the full, but quite often a producer can squash that because of budget." And she said, "No." She said, "Simon sent me an email one day or a text that said, dream as big as you can, and then we'll go from there." And I love that because that means
Yeah.
you dream as big as you can, and then you're going to go even more. You can't even imagine, you can't even see. That's your baseline. Dream as big as you can to get your baseline, and then go from there. And I love that. I said we should put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, well, that was my final question for you. Um,
Okay, well, that went fast.
I've had the best time talking with you. Thank you so much for joining
My
me.
pleasure, of course. Thanks for asking. It was nice to chat with you, and keep going. What's the plans for the podcast? You're going to keep going, more episodes? You're going to change the format? You're going to do live? What's
Yeah.
going on?
I'm trying to figure that out. Like I'm gonna keep going. I'm trying to figure out maybe how to change it up a little bit. So
Yeah, change
yeah.
the pictures around a little bit. Let's call it a new
Well,
series.
oh
You know?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Disney does when they do a television series. They have a special deal for three seasons, for 2 seasons rather. So they get to pay everybody with the unions. They get to pay them less. But if it goes for a third season, everyone's all the union crews get full pay. So what they do, which is really sneaky, is when they get to season three, they'll bring the show back, but they give it a different title, and then it's a different show, and therefore they don't have to pay full price. So it's a very sneaky thing that they do. But for a perfect example of that would be Sweet Life,
Oh
and
yeah.
then Sweet Life on Deck, right?
Yeah.
So that's how they. So anyway, same show, just change the title a little bit.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll yeah, switch things up. Yeah.
the Upside Down, Maya and the Upside Down.
Oh yeah.
Are you a Stranger Things fan?
I I'm not. I watched the first
You're the one.
episode.
You're the one who's not talking about it. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I think everybody in it is really talented, and I thought everybody in it was really good. It's just it was I don't know, it was really dark, and I didn't like that. So
right.
I couldn't watch anymore.
Sure. I understand. Yeah, it wasn't your cup of tea.
Yeah. So that's the only reason I yeah didn't continue watching it, but I like everybody in it. So
Yeah. Well, that's okay. It's over now. It doesn't matter. You can breathe again. It's fine.
yeah. Yeah.
It's all done. Oh, well, it's been lovely talking to you two. Good luck with
You
everything.
too. Thank you. You too. And yeah, I had the best time talking with you. I've been such a fan of yours for so long, and my whole family is fans of yours. So
Please
were
give
all
everyone love.
excited. I was talking
Thank
with
you.
you.
Say hi to everybody for me.
I will. Thank you.
All right.
Um, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks. You too.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. And that's a wrap on today's edition of the latest with Maya.